Welcome to Thieves Cant, a tabletop gaming podcast with your hosts, Jeremy Shane and Chris White.
Welcome in and welcome back. It is Thieves Cant, Monday, December 22nd. I'm Jeremy Shane.
And I'm Chris White.
And it is Christmas week. Merry Christmas, Chris.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate.
Yep.
I am really close to being done with shopping, which is further along at this point in the year than I usually am. Do you still need to make any trips to the store?
Maybe a few little things. I'll be honest, my wife handles a lot of the gift buying, and I've taken care of her at this point.
Yeah.
So
the wives, let's give it up for the wives. They generally handle the bulk. We just kind of, as you said, we take care of them.
yeah. And so it's fun for me because sometimes when we open gifts on Christmas, like I'm just as surprised as the person getting the gift from me.
Like, hey, look what we got you.
It's like my name's on the tag, but I'm like, oh, what'd you get? I should probably know, but
boy, we really got you something nice there.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Hey, in today's episode, we've got a list, and we're checking it twice. Now, we're going to find out what's naughty and nice in the RPG space. Plus, voting is open for ENWorld's most anticipated RPG poll, and we've got a thunderous Kickstarter campaign to look at.
Mm-hmm.
It's Thundercats, ho.
Ho!
We've also got a bit of listener feedback to get to, but first, it's our announcement, the next Thieves Cant Capers job.
Drum roll.
So we gave our candidates 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, Mutant Year Zero, Night's Black Agents, and Call of Cthulhu. The people have spoken, and Chris, we have a tie.
A tie. So we need to settle this with violence.
Well, I figure we have a better solution.
Than violence?
Stunning, I know.
All right.
We're just going to do both. We won't do them consecutively, but we will do them fairly close to one another. They will be our first two jobs of 2026. So we will start with 1,000-Year-Old Vampire.
Okay.
We will break down the system. We will play. That's a solo journaling game that we're going to tackle together.
All right.
And then we will explore Mutant Year Zero from Free League.
All right.
Taking a look at the original Year Zero engine game in all its glory. So you spoke. We're going to do both very near the top of 2026. And we will keep you in the know. So 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, Mutant Year Zero. We are excited.
I am excited. Nice.
Moving right along, we've got just a bit of listener feedback to get to.
So, Wes Lawrence, this is related to our discussion last week about ways to introduce the party,
ways to bring the party together. It was a fantastic discussion. Probably one of our best.
It was.
You want to go back and listen?
Yeah. Go listen to it.
As
soon as you're done with this, go listen to that.
Or you can pause this, go listen, and then come right back.
That's true. And it's probably going to be life-changing. But Wes wrote, a lot of people like to start with people talking and introducing their characters. I like to just start right in the action. My last campaign, I started the players as part of a caravan that was under attack by bandits. I let them introduce their characters through the action on their turn to see what they are like under pressure and then learn why they are there.
All right, so this is like the opening combat montage in a way. When the camera shifts to a new character, we get to learn a little about that character.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool.
Yeah. No, I like it. And I kind of like, yes, I love the session zero. I love establishing all the characters. But, and I did this in the most recent campaign I ran, sometimes it is fun to just throw everybody into a crazy situation.
Sure.
And we'll sort it all out later. We'll figure out who we are after the fact, but let's get a feel for who we are in combat.
Yeah, whenever things go sideways and lives are on the line, who are these people?
Yeah.
Let's find that out first.
Because sometimes violence brings people together.
Hey, thanks to Wes. Remember, you can always reach out to Thieves Cant thievescantcast@gmail.com, or drop a comment down below. All right, let's move on. We've got one headline to get to. Chris, voting is open at ENWorld for the most anticipated game of 2026. There are way too many nominees to list here. We're looking at the incredibly long list right now.
This is a huge list.
It's a massive list. So this is all the games that were nominated by someone over on the threads at ENWorld. Obviously, lots of different options. We've got a Deathbringer RPG on the way. We've got Neon City Outlaws coming, which is kind of a sequel to Dusk City Outlaws from Scratchpad Publishing. We talked about Toon, second edition last week. That's set for a 2026 release. You can vote for your most anticipated game. In fact, you can vote for up to 3 of those until January 8th. Find out more over at ENWorld.
I recognize a few of these, but then there's a lot that I have never even heard of.
As we always say as well, these lists, always a great resource to discover new games. Speaking of new games, let's head over to our crowdfunding spotlight. Once again, we were talking Toon second edition last week, reminiscing on our Saturday mornings of yesteryear with some of our favorite cartoons. And we were talking about, hey, which game system, if you're not playing Toon, what game systems might be great for running some of those old cartoons? You know, we mentioned Thundar the Barbarian, Masters of the Universe, Thundercats. Well, it turns out Thundercats is going to have its own RPG. This is coming from Dynamite Toys and Games. Dynamite, the comic book publisher. They are putting out the Thundercats role-playing game. It is funding now on Kickstarter. It'll run on 5th edition. It's got character creation rules for Thundercats, for mutants, other inhabitants of Third Earth. So, of course, you can look for new classes, subclasses, feats, and artifacts, new monster stat blocks and backgrounds, all designed specifically for the Thundercats universe.
So I could be Jackal Man. I could be, was it Monkeyan? Was that the...
You can be one of those mutants.
I might need to be a mutant.
I don't remember the mutant names. I remember the Thundercat names.
Yeah.
And this is a point of concern for me, because if I'm going to make my own Thundercat, I feel like we kind of run out of names. Because you've got to be named after a big cat, right?
Yeah, that's true. You had Chitara and Tigra, like
Lion-O, obviously. Panthro. Was it Panthro?
Panthro.
Or was it Panthor?
Panthro.
Yeah?
Yeah, Panthro. Right? Well, now I'm questioning myself.
So what does that leave us? Pumana. Kugara.
Kugian.
Kugara, she's in her late 40s to early 50s.
Well, that's a very different game. I think we're playing there. Can I be Snarf?
I don't see why you couldn't be Snarf. What was Snarf anyway?
Did
they ever explain what he was?
Was he a house cat? I mean, is it like, could I be like Garfieldian or like Heathcliffian or something like that? I don't know.
So you've got all the lore and history of Third Earth in the book as well. You've got a setting there that blends the cartoon and the comic continuities into one unified world. 25 days left to fund. The book is ready for print, and they're going to start shipping by February. So not a long wait if you decide to jump on this one. Moving on, our main discussion today, it's our nice list and naughty list. 'Tis the season for list making.
That's right.
Nice lists, naughty lists. In the RPG space, what makes it onto either list? How do we want to tackle this? Do we want to alternate from nice to naughty back and forth, or do you want all the nice and all the naughty all at once?
Let's just do nice and then we'll do naughty. How about that? Okay.
First item on the nice list. New systems. It is great to see just the number of new systems that continue to roll out into the RPG hobby. Just this year alone, we're looking at Draw Steel, and we're looking at Daggerheart, Cosmere, and the list goes on and on. So whether you're playing these games or not, it's just great to see the options that are available. I mean, obviously 5e is continuing to be well supported, but it's nice to see tons of alternatives.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, but I kind of like the kit bashing. So new systems just means new things I can put wherever I want.
Strip it for parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Take good ideas and put them somewhere else. Yeah.
Right. So innovation is alive and well, which ties in really closely to the next item on the nice list.
Dice. Dice are nice.
Dice are nice.
Right? Yeah, it's good to see some systems that are exploring some alternatives to the D20 core mechanics.
The 2D10 from Draw Steel.
Right.
Obviously, the Daggerheart, I think, it's a D6 system, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. There's not an over-reliance on the D20 in the hobby space, which is refreshing to see.
Yeah. I mean, I love my set of polyhedrals. I have many. I like to use them, but I also like some of these alternatives too. We've talked about like Savage Worlds, how much fun we've had at times with those exploding dice.
Right.
So there's lots of options out there, things people can do, and it seems like they're doing that. So different results.
And finally, on the nice list, starter sets. Starter sets are knocking it out of the park these days. The Delian Tomb is a great introductory adventure for Draw Steel, a lot of guidance for new directors and players. The new D&D starter set, that giant box packed full of materials. I've critiqued it in the past because I don't know that it's, I think it might not paint an accurate picture for a new player as to what the full D&D experience looks like beyond level 3, for example.
Yeah.
But if you're just judging it for what it is, there is a ton of content that'll keep players busy for a long, long time in that box, and it's well done. I mean, the components are outstanding. So
you're talking about like the action cards, and
sure,
all the visuals that accompany it.
Right.
Yeah, but maybe that if that's popular, maybe that could come out more in other games.
Yeah,
so,
you might see that.
Yeah.
But other starter sets, Call of Cthulhu starter set is excellent. The Dragonbane starter set, if you're looking for a complete experience, boy, that really comes close to giving you a complete game in a starter set box. So starter sets, the time is now. We're in a golden age of starter sets.
Yeah. I have another thing to add to the nice list.
Oh, this is unexpected from you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I am the chaos. But I am noticing a lot of smaller and independent game companies seem to be honing in on usability. Dungeon maps and monster stat blocks and things that are user-friendly, but are also really streamlined. And so, we have a lot of these big, clunky companies. I'm not going to name anybody, but, they tend to be locked into these recipes that aren't necessarily what people want. And so I think there's a big shift just from single-page maps that have all the information, again, to more user-friendly monster stat blocks, to just streamlining that system. And so there's a lot of innovation in the industry that really seems to be coming out. I know we touched on that a little bit earlier, but it's just I think this is a good thing. I think it's time for a little realignment for us to look at, hey, why are we doing the things we're doing? Why are we stuck in ideas that, were good 20 years ago, but we can do better?
Right,
we should constantly be improving. And I think we're seeing a lot of that with the increase in these smaller, more independent gaming companies.
All right, enough nice. The naughty list. We don't like to do a lot of bashing on this show, which is why game hate is the first item on the naughty list, right?
Yeah.
The idea should be play what you like, let others do the same.
Right.
Still seeing way too many petty arguments and disagreements over system choice. You can dislike a system, but I don't think you should dislike someone for playing that system. I'll never forget, this is years ago, playing a 4th edition D&D session at a local game store. And there's a guy who walks over, because we're playing in a public space, and he says, what are you all playing? And we say, well, it's 4th edition D&D. And he like literally sneers and says, well, I play Pathfinder.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Cool.
So, like literally sneers, scoffs, and this is behavior that I have observed in person, but especially in the online space. And
right.
I think if more of us could just focus on what we like rather than what we don't like, because you and I have microphones.
Right.
We could come on this show every week and rail against the games that we dislike because we have them.
Yes.
But
obviously.
I don't feel like you are interested in hearing that.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of games I just don't talk about much. I'm not interested in them. But you know what? If you and the people you play with are sitting around the table and you're having fun playing that game, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
That's okay. Go for it. Gaming is really, for the most part, it's a personal experience, right? I mean, it's you and your friends sitting around the table and hanging out. You know, I'm not going to look down on somebody because they're playing Candyland or Monopoly, right? So, what a waste of time, right? So
I do hate some Candyland.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not a big fan of Candyland. I've had to play a lot with my kids in the past. But first and foremost, we need to respect each other. I mean, sure. I think that's a big part of it. You know, have respect for each other and recognize that all of these games have appeal. All of these games sell a lot of copies because people like them. So it may not be your cup of tea, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It's not like something like, you know, bards in D&D, which are terrible, right? No, I'm just kidding.
So stop the game hate.
Stop the game hate. Absolutely. That's naughty.
What else is naughty?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, Pumator or whatever you were calling that character, that thing's pretty naughty. Pumana. That's on the naughty list. But second up is the one-on-one neglect. Yeah, we need to see some more designs that emphasize one GM, one player. Like that experience, we need more of that.
And we've seen the attempts, right? I mean, WotC just released Dragon Delves, which is like an adventure anthology, and 2 or 3 of those adventures are marketed as being, you know, one-on-one, one right. GM or one DM and one player. I think the experiences people have had at the table with that would suggest that more design work is needed to really make that possible. Mm-hmm. So, I think while the classic experience is sitting with a group of people around a table to experience that shared narrative in your system of choice, as we get older, and schedules become what they are, and family obligations and work obligations become what they are, oftentimes it is far easier for 2 people to get together. I think it's time that the industry acknowledge that and put a little more effort into catering to an experience that doesn't feel stripped down, that doesn't feel like it's good enough for a one-off or today. No, like I want a legitimate system that stands on its own, that can deliver impactful, meaningful stories at the table and fun interactions and gameplay on a level equal to a full party game.
Right.
That's what I want.
You know, and I think it's possible. It may not need to be a whole new game, you know, but really well thought out rules in games that are systems that already exist that can accommodate that. You know, like, you know, you have like a D&D to have, you know, good rules that, you know, if you only have one player, obviously this game's built around roughly a 4-party group.
Right.
You know, but here's some rules that you can put in that really, and I know there have been a lot of attempts at that, but I don't know that it's been robust.
Well, and this is where I might have to push back a little bit on, you know, the idea that, well, we could just do this with a system that we have. We have tried, and it hasn't worked. 2, I just think that the expectations are too high at this point. We'll stick with D&D. Like, we all have that idea of what D&D is in our minds. It might need to be something brand new, built from the ground up.
Yeah. Well, and I think something designed that way would be superior. That would be ideal. Right. I completely agree. If that's what you have in mind from the beginning, I think then obviously it's going to be a lot easier to accomplish those goals.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see more of that.
And our final item on the naughty list, subsystems. Layers of rules on top of this game that you've already had to learn. Now we've got new rules for crafting, new separate rules for starship combat, downtime. Well, that requires its own rule set, and so on and so on. I have subsystem fatigue.
It can be a little much.
It's odd for me to say this because I'm a bit of an anarchist at heart, right? Like I'm all about decentralizing.
Okay,
you know?
all right.
But when it comes to my games, I think I like a little centralization.
Don't like all the separate rule sets for everything?
I don't have a lot of bandwidth upstairs.
Yeah.
So, right?
Okay.
I can't keep a lot of plates spinning. So I need to learn one thing and be able to do that thing really well.
So would you rather have a much more robust single system that encompasses all of these things?
It's flexible.
Yeah.
Right?
Rather than the subsystems for everything?
I think so. Now, I might receive that and be like, nah, this actually isn't what I wanted. But right now, I'm prepared to say, yes, that's what I want.
I remember, and we're not going to run down other games, but I think I could do it at this point. We played a Star Wars campaign, if you recall that.
Yeah.
And, it was like there was the game, but I was playing like a Jawa. Yeah. Who was like, remember, of course I was playing a Jawa. It's like the only short race I like. And so I was like a pilot / mechanic was the character's whole focus. But yeah, we got into the starship rules, and it's like, this is a completely separate game.
Right. And this was Saga Edition, Star Wars Saga Edition, right?
Yeah, and it was like the mechanics were all completely different, and the GM was accommodating, but it's like we had to learn a whole new game,
right?
Just to do it. You know,
it's
it was
like
weird.
That's what subsystems do.
Yeah.
It's like depending on what is happening in the narrative. Oh, now we're going to play this game instead.
Yeah.
Oh, we're shifting to combat. Now we're going to play that game. I want to play this game, not all the games within this game.
Yeah.
Because more than anything, I want to tell this story. And I feel that too many subsystems is a complication. It is a barrier to good storytelling.
It's hard, though. I mean, you need rules for things. So it's hard, again, you're probably either going to have to choose between subsystems or a really big, robust system that can encompass all of that. But yeah, I agree. Like having, especially when it feels so detached, it is jarring. It's hard, and it's naughty. It's just naughty.
And we want to avoid naughty. I really would like to see D&D if they're gonna hold on. Speaking of things that need to go away, if they're gonna hold on to alignment.
Okay, you and I are gonna disagree on this.
If they're gonna hold on to alignment.
I love it.
And change evil to naughty. So that way you have
lawful
the option,
naughty.
Lawful naughty.
I do like that.
Chaotic naughty. Neutral naughty.
And so nice on the other end.
Yes.
I'm neutral nice.
Chaotic nice. That's what I want.
Yeah.
We can disagree on alignment.
That's probably a discussion.
Another time.
Yeah. That'd be a good discussion for another day, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So as we wrap things up, a couple questions for you. First, what's on your nice or naughty list this year? And our official question of the week as we close in on the end of 2025 and the start of a brand new year. What are your gaming resolutions as we head into 2026? We'll cover that next week, as well as all the other fun you've come to expect.
That's right.
Again, you can reach out, thievescantcast@gmail.com. Drop a comment down below. Find us at thievescantcast.
Hope all of your Christmas dreams and wishes come true.
That's right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You have visions of sugar plums dancing upstairs, Chris?
I'm going to go home today, and I'm going to put Mariah Carey on repeat. And, I'm going to just immerse myself in the experience.
Have a good one, and we will see you next time. I'm Jeremy Shane.
And I'm Chris White.
It's been Thieves Cant. So long.
Thank you for listening to Thieves Cant. Email thievescantcast@gmail.com.